last episode of Pour It Out Thursday.
Ooh.
Take your time, girl. I got laid off over the summer. Y'all, it was just such a rough season of my life.
I'm so proud of us.
Yeah.
20 weeks straight.
Yes. I've never been so sure about something in my life than Pour It Out Thursday, because there's been so many times, y'all, I have wanted to say, fuck this shit. It's like, okay, guys. Well, I wasn't really confident with my appearance. Like, you know, like, I really felt like, damn, like, is there something wrong with my looks? Like,
We're trying to make this content better.
yeah, okay, we're trying to make this content. We're gonna just keep on upping the quality, okay? We don't want to talk too much about season 2, because we'll talk about season 2. Season 2. Hey y'all, I'm Kev.
I'm Dee.
And welcome to Pour It Out Thursday. Y'all, it is the season finale
Of
this
season
1. Oh my goodness, this is the last episode. I know we usually start off with how you doing, but damn, I just have to say that.
We're trying to
let it soak in that it is. It is the last episode. But before we get into, you know, just a recap of how season 1 was, our struggles with, you know, YouTube, you know, just content creating in general, fitting into our schedule. Girl, let's just start off with how was your week? Let's start off with that.
My week. It was long. I feel like the week been dragging, but like I haven't been hating it because like the weather is nice. Like when the weather's nice, like
I don't have no issues. Yeah, I feel like this week was okay for me. At like work now, there's just been so much changes going on that it's just been like, oh my goodness. But overall, I feel like the week has been, the week has been good. I don't really have any complaints. Yeah, no complaints. But like I said, y'all, we are on the last episode of Pour It Out Thursday, season 1 though. Season 1. Season 1. Baby, we ain't stopping. We just started. But I don't know, should we get right into it?
Yeah.
Like, we might as well, right?
So since this is like the last episode of season 1, we didn't make a drink. We just thought of making our favorite drink from this season.
Yes, which was?
Blueberry mojito.
Okay.
That drink was mad good.
Yes. I was so excited.
We're like, let's just make that, and then we can just start straight from sipping and just do a little recap.
And get right into it. Because y'all, we are ready to pour it out like never before.
Yeah.
Okay? Girl, how are you feeling about this season finale? Like, I don't even know, like, where to start.
First, let's just cheers.
Yeah, we didn't even cheers. All right. Cheers.
Don't forget, 21 and older, drink responsibly.
I'm just so giddy.
This drink is mad good.
Alright, girl, so how have you felt since we started Pour It Out Thursday?
So obviously it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's very exciting, doing something new, doing something that you actually enjoy. But Lord, did it come with some trials and tribulations.
Oh.
And I feel like we're still doing it because like even though like kudos to us for doing this for 20 weeks straight. This is our 20th episode.
Our 20th episode.
20th episode. To do something consecutively.
Yes.
20 weeks.
Yes. No breaks.
No matter
just
what
all
was
gas,
happening.
like literally.
No matter what was happening, we made sure. And if we have like events going on, we would film a different day, switch it around.
Right.
Like, kudos
many
on
more
the
times than you guys know.
The consistency. I'm just proud of us for doing that because like that was a lot.
That was a lot. I honestly, I feel like ever since we started Pour It Out Thursday, I can understand when like micro content creators end up stopping so early in the game because it is so much. It's so much, especially when you're not seeing those results. Like at first hand. And to have to keep on doing it,
With literally like 20 views. Like, we still don't get a lot of views.
People do not understand how much strength it takes to have to continue recording content, do all of this, and then you see you only got like 20, 40 views, and it's like, yo, we're filming hours of content, you know, putting our time aside. And you have to think about it, y'all, we work 9 to 5s. This is not like this is all we got to do. Like, we actually have to work 9 to 5s, get off work, have to come, still get all dolled up, you know, to be able to sit and talk.
So usually when we start filming, it's around like 10 p.m.
Around 10, yes.
On a Thursday night.
On a Thursday night. And our 9 to 5s, due to our positions, it ends up being like 9 to 6s, 9 to 7s, where it's like we have to run home, get ready, get changed, come back, pregame a little bit to try to get our energy up, and then start filming at 10 p.m. on a Thursday. So y'all, there's a lot that goes behind the scenes with Pour It Out Thursday. I feel making content in general, I would say.
Ooh.
Take your time, girl.
But I see why when content, not the one that blew up in like a week or a month or whatever, people that's been doing it for years, and then when they finally blow up, I could see why they talk their shit.
Yes, why they talk their shit and they tell their stories so many times.
Because wow. Yeah, because it's so easy to give up.
It's, oh my goodness.
You know how many times I was like, man, fuck this. Nobody cares about this anyway, so we might as well just...
You know, like, exactly, like, it's so easy to give up because...
It's so easy to give up.
You'll just be one of those people that just tried, attempted, and then, you know, just couldn't pull through with it. You know? And I don't know, I feel like through season 1, I always thought to myself, why is it easier to quit than to keep on going? Because to quit, it's just so easy. You quit and then you're done. But to keep on going when, like, 1, you know you're not getting the views, 2, you know you're not getting the support, and then you just think about all the, like, conversations that are being had behind your back. It's like you still in front of this camera looking like a fool to other people, and it's like, dang, like, it's tough to keep on going. But let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you one thing. You cannot curse what God has blessed, okay? That's one thing. That's one thing for sure. And then for 2, a lot of times when I get into those thoughts and I think about it, I'm saying, yo, I look like a fool. Like, being in front of this camera, only getting like 20, 30 views, barely getting any likes on our pages. But I think to myself, okay, the people that are having these conversations, they wouldn't dare be able to do this in their life. They would not have the confidence. They would not have the self-esteem to be able to sit here.
The courage.
Yo, y'all know how much it takes to literally, like, expand your digital footprint online. Like, yo, this shit is no joke. It's literally no joke. So to be able to be posting YouTube videos every single week, I'm telling you, if people are talking shit about me, it's because they can't do it.
Exactly.
And they can't do it. And they wish they could, but they honestly can't. And it's not even like, I'm not talking my shit yet. Trust me. This ain't even me talking my shit. This is me being very humble and just reminding myself. And also a message to other people that are content creating as well is, who gives a fuck about what the naysayers are saying, the negative people? Who cares? Because if you wonder what they're doing, what are they doing themselves? Like, literally what they're doing themselves. But I think it's just battling with having the consistency, having those negative thoughts. That's what's really made it difficult in season 1. I feel like it's been difficult in season 1. But I feel like another thing that's been difficult, y'all, we're getting right into it. I'm just pouring it out in this episode. But I feel like with creating content, you have to come to realization, if you are not ready to be vulnerable to the world, then you might as well just stop creating content. To me, purposeful content. I feel like purposeful content where you want to be authentic and transparent, if you're not ready to be vulnerable with certain parts of you or your life, then it's going to be even harder than you think. It's going to be harder than you think. I remember when I started Pour It Out Thursday. When did we start Pour It Out Thursday?
January.
Damn, I feel like we've been doing this so much longer. I swear to God, I feel like we've been doing this for so long. But when we started filming for Pour It Out Thursday, I was still unemployed. I had got laid off over the summer. Y'all, it was just such a rough season of my life. I was working in a PR firm. I was that corporate baddie. I was unemployed for a very long time, and it's just so funny how in my era of being unemployed, that's when we started doing this project. And it was so hard for me to talk about it. yesterday I had got an opportunity. Well, I'm talking like this. I got a chance to like look through our past episodes, and it was just so hard for me to talk about like my past work, even though it is still a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
But just seeing the courage that I've had the past couple episodes, it's given me more confidence to be able to talk about my story that a lot of people go through. But when I was unemployed, it was so scary to tell people or to just say it out loud because I was always known to being that corporate baddie. You know, when I graduated, I had an offer letter ready for me, you know, but when I started working at PR firm, it was hell. It was terrible. I absolutely hated it. But before then, I was working at a daycare, and through my years of being unemployed, I knew when we started this project, I had no choice but to have to find a job immediately because y'all, there's so much money we have to pour.
Yeah.
It's so much money we pour into this.
A lot.
Like, Jesus, it's so much money we pour into this. And yo, I know I'm pouring it out, but shout out to you for real. This is why when it comes to building this platform, I know I wouldn't have been able to do it by myself because I know for the first couple months, like you were picking up majority of the spending when it came to this. You know, being able to pick up on my end when I couldn't. And that was for a couple months. Even when I started working, she was still picking up things because it was just like, you know, you're just starting working. I want you to get yourself back together. And, you know, I ended up finding another job at another daycare. And it was so hard for me to come to realization like, okay, why am I back in the daycare?
Yeah.
Like I went from a daycare, got like my supposedly dream job in the field that I wanted to work in. And then now I'm back at daycare. It was just so frustrating. It was so frustrating. But what I felt like helped me through my seasons was the fact that I had Poured Out Thursday, where I was able to vent and talk, still catch up with my girl, and to be able to have something to look forward to. Mm-hmm. I truly felt like if my life was all about work, I would be done for. I literally would be done for. I have no excitement when I talk about anything work related. But when it's come to Poured Out Thursday, it's given me that drive to understand that a lot of things in your life are temporary. So if you're in a season where you might be working a job that you don't like, or you might be doing something that you don't like, you have to truly come to your own understanding that it is temporary if you choose for it to be. And I've come to realization to understand, okay, what I'm going through is temporary. I may not know what's meant for me at this point, whatever the case may be, but I'm so glad that I'm able to experience a platform that I know is meant for me. Like I've never been so sure about something in my life than Poured Out Thursday, because there's been so many times, y'all, I have wanted to say, fuck this shit. Fuck it. I'm telling you, I'm pouring it out because this needs to be said because I know a lot of people go through it. But there's been so many times I'm just like, yo, I don't even want to do this anymore. Because what is this really doing? You know? Yeah. Are we really helping people? Are we really impacting people? But it's just like, you just don't know. But the fact that it gives me joy, and the fact that even though it's hard as hell and it's tough, we still do it. We still show up every single week. Like I'm telling you,
and that says a lot.
It says a lot.
Yeah.
It says a lot, and it says a lot is what I feel like it pushes me to keep on going. You know, the fact that we complain about it all the time, but it's like we look forward to doing it. You know, and even when we don't look forward to doing it, we treat it like a job, which is like, okay, if we're not feeling it this week, we still gotta do it. Like if it's a Thursday, we just don't feel like doing it on Thursday, and we know, okay, we gotta do it on a Friday, or we gotta do it on a Saturday. Regardless, we have to get it done. We have to get it done. But I feel like I'm pouring it out, girl. I'm sorry, bro.
That's good.
But I think I think when I look back in the season, I remember this was like episode 2 or episode 3. And there's so much more for us to talk about in season 2. I feel like season 1, we spent a large sum talking about culture, everything outside of us. And I feel like season 2, there'll be some changes in that. And I feel like when we first started Pour It Out, I was kind of afraid to like really just be myself. Where I remember behind the cameras, we had a conversation. I remember you told me, you're like, listen, if you're not gonna be you, then we might as well just stop this now. Because I think it was so dumb. It was this one episode where we're talking about Jamaican men. Yeah. And anybody that knows me love me. No, I love me a Jamaican man. I love me a Jamaican. Men dumb. I love me a Jamaican. Okay. But I was just so afraid to express that side of me. Like I was afraid to express my sexuality. And I feel like that was one thing that I knew was gonna be a challenge with being on this platform, and I'm just so glad that you held me accountable, because I feel like if it wasn't for you, you know, pushing me and telling me like, hey, like if you're not gonna be you, we just might as well stop, then I feel like I would have still been that uniform kind of person that like think before I talk and not just say. I feel like a lot of things that we've said throughout this season is because we've just said it. We haven't like sat like think about it like, should I brush it up a little bit? Like no, we just like literally poured it out. And that was on season 2. That girl cut me quick. She said, "Bitch, listen, I'm gonna let you know this now. If you ain't gonna be you, then there's no reason to do Pour It Out Thursday. To pour it out, you gotta be yourself.
Yeah.
You know, what you're pouring out, it's
it
being
has
you.
To be, it has to be authentic.
Right, exactly.
What the fuck are we gonna talk about?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why do this if you're not gonna authentically be you? If that makes sense. So I don't know, I feel like I've not learned a lot about myself. I feel like I've just been a bit surprised.
Yeah. That's a perfect way to say it.
Yeah.
Because to piggyback on what you're saying, well, first, thank you for like fully opening up the beginning of this episode.
Yeah.
Because I feel like every time we talked a little bit, when it comes to unemployment, you were still like tiptoeing.
Yeah, I wasn't
like,
really.
Fully
Yeah.
So kudos to you for feeling comfortable enough to finally be able to speak about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing this, I've started to learn a lot. Like not a lot, but I started to learn a little bit about myself more. I guess the more you, like you said, like when you don't have to think and you're just letting it out, and we're talking about different topics that we, not that we don't talk about, it's just that like some of them don't come up often.
That's a good point.
So for us, every week we're talking about something about mental health and all that stuff, and we're not thinking, we're just letting it flow. I start to be like, oh, that's actually my mindset.
Right.
I'm like, oh shit, I'm learning a little bit about myself that I didn't know.
Right.
So so like this is also good. It's also therapeutic for me.
Oh wow.
So like every Thursday, I know like I'm gonna come here, and I don't know, like some may not agree, but I love me a drink. Like
no, for real.
I don't care what
Let's not forget that.
So I know Thursday I'm gonna have a drink or two.
Yeah.
And I get to unwind.
Yes. Oh. Yes.
So it's like like. By the time Thursday comes, the week done beat you up.
Oh,
and then by the time Thursday comes, by the end of the day, it's like, all right, I know I'm about to hurry up. Even though I'm rushing home, grabbing last minute stuff. I know once I get in that shower, like my unwind starts.
Yeah.
And I get to come and I get to, after we settle, I get to sit here and I just get to just like sit here and just talk shit, just say whatever comes to my mind, like just like pour it out.
Just pour it out. Literally pour it out.
And it becomes so therapeutic. And mind you, that's the reason why we did it in the first place.
Exactly. Because it was therapeutic.
But seeing it in the lens where I could go back and rewatch it, it's totally different, because it's like, oh shit, I could go back and rewatch what I talked about. Like I don't have to try to think about like what me and Kevin talked about.
Right.
Yeah, so this has been very nice. Like I said, we're still learning. But I'm so proud of us. 20 weeks straight.
Yes. Like we keep on saying it because it's no joke.
It's really no joke.
It's no joke.
I know people watching it, they're probably like, girl, y'all recorded for 40 minutes. No, that's probably was like an hour and a half to 2 of recording.
Yeah, of recording.
Cut down.
Us trying to figure out what we're gonna put, take out, topics up. Y'all, so much when it comes into it.
And it's a lot. We're coming from work, we're dragging these equipments up, setting up. And then sometimes we're recording, and the next thing you know, we see the mic not working.
Don't even start on the technical.
And then we gotta fucking sit here trying to figure out why the fuck the mic not working. But mind you, it's 10:30 now. It's 10:30. A bitch is like, we still got work the next day. We're like, what the fuck? This cannot be happening right now.
No,
this cannot be happening tonight. This is not the night.
I'm telling you. Yeah. Those are the nights where it's just like, fuck it. Yeah. Like, I'm over it.
Freaking lighting, camera keeps shutting on and off because these big ass lights is too high in here. Like I'm telling you, and
let it be known.
We keep having to start recording again.
Oh my god!
Like, all right, let's give the camera like a 20-minute break because the bitch is tired.
No, seriously.
We do go through a lot behind the scenes. But I wouldn't trade for nothing because I still look forward to doing it the following Thursday.
Very
Like
true.
even though I'll be tired, I'll be like but I'll be like, damn, okay, like I'm excited to do it. Like it's not work where I'm like, some days I'll be like, bitch, I'm calling out.
Yeah.
No, I'll be like, no, okay, we can't do it Thursday. Okay, we're gonna do it Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, Friday don't work. What day works so we can make sure we consistent on this uploading.
Right.
And like we already knew it wasn't gonna be easy in the beginning because what the fuck, like what journey is.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's so good.
But to actually be going through it
and the process
it'd
of
be a
it.
wake up call, like, oh
yes.
It's
Ooh,
like
that is
harder
good.
than we think.
A wake up call.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, but I'm just proud of us.
Yeah.
Like no matter where this goes, I'm just proud that we're trying something and we're being consistent.
And we're being consistent.
And we're sticking to it.
Yeah.
And we're just doing it, like, and I enjoy this, bitch. Yeah.
No, for real.
If this can become full time.
No, seriously, I really would have no issue. Once we have like a team and everything, yeah.
Not the team.
No, for real.
No, for real. If we don't gotta set these up by ourselves.
No, I'm telling you, just show up and talk. Yeah. But one thing I will say, just to piggyback off of what you were saying, is really just having to live through the process. Like, I've noticed such a huge change in our dynamic of our relationship. Majority of our conversations have to do with Pour It Out Thursday now.
Yeah.
Like whenever we talk, it's gonna be something about Pour It Out Thursday. Even if we're even in like an environment where we're like hanging out or you know with other people, there's gonna be something about Pour It Out mentioned where it's just like, hey, did you check this out? Hey, did you check this out? Like if there's an idea pop, I'm gonna have to say because I'm just like, okay, like I gotta say, I gotta make sure one of us knows, so it's not just in my head and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But just to change topics a little bit, I want to ask you, how have you felt off of, episode 1 going into episode 20, like having to make all the drinks, like literally making that segment your own? Because low-key, when we first started this episode, for one, we never thought that it was going to solely be filmed at your place.
Oh yeah.
Because originally we were supposed to alternate, like how we really did Pour It Out Thursday when we really first started, and it was supposed to alternate. We would go from her house to my house, but that just obviously couldn't work out, so we just started doing it at her house primarily. And then when it came to doing the drink segment, we had the idea where every week we would alternate to make the drinks. And I don't know, it just became it just came a you segment where it was just like, okay.
Don't play my shit.
I'm telling you.
That's really okay, y'all.
And honestly, I've looked back and I've seen such a tremendous change, but just confidence in you just like owning that space. I felt like from the first episode, it was like kind of like to like when we're getting to like episode 10, 11 and so forth, it's like girl, like this is like y'all in my space right now. Like, how have you felt with, doing this from like episode 1 and then not even knowing that was gonna be your thing?
I
like,
know. At first, because like I said, so when we used to do it before the cameras, we'll go to each other's house, like he just said.
Oh, and I would make the drinks too.
So if it's at my house, I'll make the
Yes.
drink. If he's hosting, he'll make the drink.
Yeah. So it was solely on you.
Yeah, so we used to always go back and forth,
Yeah.
So I thought it was gonna be like that, but then you was like, girl, just do it, cause like, what the hell?
Right.
Like you're gonna do good at it, but if you know me in real life, I'm a little shy.
Yeah.
So at first I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Then I was like, all right. Then I started to be like, all right, just act like Kevin's not recording. Just act like it's just us two talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I did. And then the little glass of champagne before it always helps.
It always helps. It literally always helps. Is there anything that like catches your attention when it comes to picking drinks for like the week? Like, is there like a specific like thing that you look for when you're looking for a drink to make?
So obviously, like.
Also, before you answer that question, this is how you know how serious we are about Pour It Out Thursday. She literally has a book thick ass book of like drinks to make with recipes and everything, all that good stuff. So how do you go about finding like a drink to make for an episode?
So it depends. So obviously when it's a holiday or special occasion, I make sure like I focus on that.
Okay. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make sure like I try to remember. Another thing, I literally just go. I either look online or go through the book and just find something that like looks good
and catches your eye.
It catches my eyes. When, like, and then also the ingredients too. I'll be like, okay, and then because we started doing this, I try to go outside our rum.
Yeah.
Like using rum and all that stuff. Like
That's so true. Yeah.
We're like tequila girls.
Yes, for real.
So like using rum and whiskey and all that stuff.
Vodka too, because we're never vodka either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just try to find something that's like new with like new recipes and just like literally most of the drinks this season were our first time having it. So like I never had it, he never had it. So as I'm making it, we don't know what that shit gonna taste like.
Right.
So our reaction are our true reaction.
Our true reaction. And the funny thing, little do y'all know, and I've said this before, I don't even be knowing the drinks before.
Oh yeah.
I literally be and that just became a thing too because now like when we're recording, like I won't even know the drink, so it's just as much as a surprise. Like my reaction really be genuine, so I'd be excited, looking forward to it. And you know, just to piggyback off of, you know, you say like when there's certain drinks you like look for ingredients and stuff. And let me tell y'all this: if an ingredient involves an egg, best believe she's not making that drink. She's either not making that drink or she's not putting that egg in, okay? Because that's
I don't know. That shit does not sit well.
It just doesn't. We might just have to try it once. I don't know. I feel like it may change.
I feel like if I'm at the bar and I order it and they do it and I forget, but me cracking the egg and doing all that, I don't know. I'm gonna just be like, you know how you ever try something new? It's not nasty, but you because you know what you're eating, you're like, eh. Like when I tried snail for the first time.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I was like, it wasn't nasty, but because I knew I was eating snail,
it's just
I was just like, it was just a thought,
it's just like getting to you. Yeah. But I feel like that's another thing that I appreciated. Like you said, one thing about me, I love me a drink. So I appreciate about Pour It Out Thursday. Like, it's not even trying to be like an alcoholic and stuff like that, because we know those type of people that are quick to judge. But it's like, that's like one of the main like aspects of, you know, having a girls' night and winding down when you're able to, you know, have a drink with the girls, you know what I'm saying, to really just soothe yourself, calm yourself, and, you know, really get into it, you know? So, excuse me, oh my gosh. So that's so that's also been a part that I've really enjoyed with this as well. And just talking. Yo, I love to talk.
Yeah, you love to talk.
I love to I could talk all day, every day. And like you said, just seeing all the topics that we've talked about.
I know.
Like, when you really think about it, from episode 1 to episode 20, we've talked about a lot, whether it's come to, you know, gender inequality, when it's come to racism, when it's come to immigration, like when it's just coming to the economy in general, like dating, romance, like all of that, like all of these topics. And when I tell you, there's a lot within each one, and we've been able to dibble and dabble into them. There's been some where we've just, after we're recording, we're like, yo, we need a complete like 2 or 3 episodes to really dig deep.
Because it's so hard to like, that's why sometimes I'd be like, if y'all want us to talk about it,
let us know.
Let us know so we could like make an episode. Because some stuff, it's like, me just speaking on it briefly could sound wrong because like there's so many different aspects that goes into something. So it's like it's hard for me to just say in like 15 minutes like this one. It's like there's different things that goes into it. So it's like you need an episode to really dissect and go deep into the conversation.
And I agree with that when you know bring like going deep into it, because a lot of times I feel like it's those conversations that we have where we kind of see the other point of view, where I'm like, oh, I never really thought about it. And that's really how our like before our poured outs, like before we started doing content creating, we used to be talking for hours.
Yeah.
Like it didn't give only a 40-minute conversation. It would give hours and hours because that's how much in depth we would go into conversations and topics and stuff like that. Like you have to really, especially when it comes to like sensitive topics, it really takes time. So like it is hard, like you said, to fit in all you have to say in like a 15-minute gap, you know, and even sometimes when you have to say it so quickly and then editing on top of it, it might get misconstrued, like, you know, like misinterpreted, where times it's just like, damn, we wish we could like take more time. I know,
because one episode I felt like that was the whole, would you give your man a second chance?
Oh, yes.
Because somebody not came up to me, but talked to me afterwards. They were like, it sounded like you were like blaming yourself. Like I was blaming myself, like I was making excuses and like blaming myself. And when I looked back, I was like, damn,
you could see where
they came from. But it's like I wasn't blaming myself or making excuses. I was just giving an example of where if I do give a second chance, this is the scenario it will have to be
in.
Yeah. But I feel like people just look like, not people, but obviously they just watch it, so it's like I'm saying it, but like they didn't get the beginning part. Like what I'm saying, like, oh, if I were to give such a this would have to be the scenario, and I went into depth into the scenario, so it looked like I was like making excuses for myself. So cause sometimes when I go, I was like, oh, but I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
It's just like a fucking thing. Like it's like I feel like this like conversations like that always get brought back up.
Right.
So it's like
then you'll be able to, you know, go more in depth about it.
Yeah.
And one thing that I've realized, especially with doing Pour Out Thursday, is that when your opinion or your take on a specific topic is not the majority, it does require a little bit more of a deeper conversation because then you really have to break it down, because if it's not what the majority agrees with, then you're gonna have to break it down on why you feel that way and why is that your take. Because clearly something like that, like you said, giving second chances, I'm assuming the majority would be like, oh no, absolutely not, I wouldn't give a second chance. But you being not a part of that majority, it's really breaking it down and trying to make a consumer understand, okay, why would you give that second chance? And I remember that episode. That episode was like 40, 50 minutes.
Yeah.
But again, before editing, it's tons and tons more content, but it's like, for us, we just don't have that, like, I wouldn't say, we just don't have that community yet to be able to give that long length content, you know? Like, I feel like we're still in that era of like, you guys building, you guys getting comfortable with us, how we talk, our vibe, and then, you know, because I feel like at some point, then you guys are gonna want more. Then you guys are like, okay, we need more. Like we need longer, you know,
episodes.
Because I know,
because I'm like that with some of my YouTubers, and I'll be like, damn, I don't care, make that shit 2 hours.
Exactly. Yeah,
but that's because I've been watching it for years.
Exactly.
So it's like I'm used to their like. I get their quirkiness. I get their when they're being sarcastic. Like people don't, like you said, we're still building an audience, so like people don't get when we're being sarcastic or not. They don't get when we're not. You get what I'm saying? Like they just don't know our personality yet.
Right. Yeah. I feel like another thing that I've appreciated about doing this is the fact that we've talked about a lot of things that, you know, a lot of people go through, but go through it by themselves. Like, you know, there's been a couple of episodes where we've talked about like our spiritual walks, you know, and a lot of people have struggles with their spiritual walk. I know even for myself, especially dealing with my sexuality and whatnot. So it's nice that we're able to build a platform where, you know, we can have an open space to talk about to have those uncomfortable conversations. You know, although I feel like we didn't do much of that in season 1, given that we try to do so much, that I feel like now moving forward, we know that's something, you know, to be able to use this platform for. And I'm glad that we did it in season 1. Because there have been episodes that we've been it's so funny. I've always edited that out. There'll be times when I'm talking about something uncomfortable, I'm like, oh God, am I really getting into this? like, damn, you know what I'm talking about. Like, oh, am I really getting into this? But it's appreciative to be able to have that space, because there have been people that have watched episodes of Poured Out Thursday and they've reached out to me like, damn, like, this is something that I was going through and I like never really knew that somebody was going through it. Or like, wow, like I'm glad somebody's like shedding light onto this, you know, like even like for myself with like my sexuality, even for you, I remember that episode when we talked about immigration, you were talking about your father. I had one of my mutuals reach out to me, and they related to that because they went through a similar situation.
Oh, wow.
So it's just so nice to be able to like know that like even it is 20 viewers, at least you know that one viewer like it impacted them in a way where it's like, damn, there's not many content creators, like there's not that much content out there that are talking about the conversations that we have personally. So it's like, it's nice where somebody could just feel like they're watching an episode and they feel just at home with us. Like they feel like they're just pulling up a chair and like talk with us about it, you know? So it's like, I think that's another thing that pushes us to continue doing this. Yeah.
Because I feel like as people get to know us, I think one thing about us individually and together, I feel like our one power, I'm gonna say power, is that, because I've seen it happen so many times, when people are around us, we could get people so comfortable.
Yeah.
Like no matter who you are, like we could get you so comfortable to where like we like this is a safe space.
Yeah.
Like if you want to share, you can share. There's no judge. If you want to get deep, we could get deep with you.
Yeah.
If you want to kiki laugh laugh, we're gonna kiki laugh laugh. If you want to throw shots, we'll throw shots. Like if you want to dance, some Afrobeats, we'll dance some Afrobeats.
Do it.
We can literally whatever you need at that moment, we could provide it for you.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, and I feel like once people, once we grow our audience, people gonna see like, wow, like, damn, like. I feel like I'm at my cousin's house.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah.
Like, I'm one of the cousins.
Yeah,
no,
I'm one
seriously.
of the cousins.
Yeah, seriously. I love how it brought that, excuse me, because I know for some of you guys that have watched us, we have a very close relationship with our cousins. And I feel like even when now that we've been doing Poured Up Thursdays, we make it a thing that when we like all get together with our cousins, we make it a thing to really like, oh hey y'all, how are we all really doing? Like how are we all really feeling mentally, emotionally, like physically, like checking in with each other. But also, like you said, we are those cousins. Which if you want to turn up, listen, I'm the one to call.
Yeah.
Listen, don't play with me. Don't play with me because I'm never going to deny a good time. Okay, I'm never going to deny a good time. But I've also loved that we've created this space where in our relationship individually as well to have accountability in the middle as well, because we've been able to take accountability in this relationship, and there's been so many lessons I've learned from you that's been able to help me in the seasons that I've gone through. So being able to, you know, have the dynamic where we could be multiple in one. I guess that's for lack of words, I guess, like multiple in one. And I think that's what we try to give out with Poured Out Thursday, because yes, like we gonna come on here and talk our shit, you know what I'm saying? You know I always talk about niggas. I can't stand niggas. But this will be the space where I am gonna talk about our mental health and the importance about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about work-life balance. You know, I'm gonna talk about how hard it is being black in this economy, you know? It's like we have that balance where, you know, yes, we're gonna key, but when it's time to get serious and really talk about some things, we're gonna do that on this platform.
Yeah, because we check all the minority boxes. Female, black, LGBT.
Okay.
Like,
bitch, what community are we not a part of? Oh, goddamn. Yo, I'm telling you. And it's like, I feel like that's been such, I was gonna use the word gift for lack of words, but that's what's been so amazing about this platform, is being able to have a black woman, being able to have a black man to come together for us to talk about our struggles in the economy. Because I've noticed with our episodes, it's been very different. You know, although we can have similarities and the equalities, but just how you go about life. You know, like even for you, when I remember one episode you talked about the difficulties of moving up in the economy, like when it comes to the workforce, you know, moving up as a woman, but not only as a woman, but as like a black woman. You know, this has become a norm, but it's not really. I feel like it's just not talked about or light being shed on it so much because it's a norm. That's
exactly.
You know, because it's a norm.
It's like everybody just accepted like, okay,
it's just what it is.
That's just life, but it's like, oh, that's not right.
Yeah, you know, and it's like a lot of it. The thing is like. We don't talk about stuff that's new. We talk about stuff that we all go through. Everybody has gone through a lot of stuff that we go through. But it's just the fact that we have that confidence to be able to talk about it and to shed light on it. You know? Like even for example, we talk about the struggles of dating. Don't we all struggle with dating? Don't we all struggle with these niggas? You know what I'm saying? But people are not gonna sit here and like really vent about how hard it is to struggle. Like I've talked about, you know, times where I've had low self-esteem and low confidence. Where I wasn't really confident with my appearance. Like, you know, like I really felt like, damn, like is there something wrong with my looks? Like I get it, like I could look like, you know, nerdish, you know, like but it's hard to come to realization to talk about those things. But one thing I will say is when you do find the root of certain problems, it does help you find a solution.
Yeah.
It does help you find a solution. But it's good to be able to have this platform that we can do that to help others. Because we really want to build that community where we can really grow within ourselves. Y'all, I'm telling you, it'd be the very lighthearted conversations what makes the big change.
Yeah.
You know, when I talk about men, it's because I know that's one thing that a lot of us go through, especially when it comes to like people in their 20s and 30s. Men play such a huge part. It's because a lot of us, we spend so much time putting men in the center, where it's like you have to learn to decenter men, where you will notice there's just so much more to life. And I'm telling you, men will end you. Listen to me when I say listen to me when I say this. And this is why it's so important. It's so important to be able
run while you can.
Run! Baby, when I tell you run, baby, by this time right now, when you listen to this, wherever you're at, you should just grab that phone, grab that laptop, and just start running just to run, okay? Like, that's how serious it is. That's how serious it is. But that's why we built this platform, is to be able to have those conversations, to create that impact and help our community that we're building. Damn, we're on season finale. I'm talking so much, and I just keep on replaying.
No, I'm just happy.
Head. Yeah, I'm just so I'm just so proud of us.
Yeah, I'm so proud. Like, oh my God, y'all. Like, I'm so.
Yeah.
You know when they say like, what is it like? It takes like 2 to 3 weeks to like build a habit or something.
Yeah, 21 days. Yeah, 3 weeks, 21 days. Yeah.
Damn, it's like it's crazy. Even though we were doing this before, because fun fact, before we post episode 1, we had filmed a pre-episode.
Oh my God.
And we never posted it. Mind you, we filmed it, everything.
Yeah.
And then when we went to look back, we was like, all right, this thing has no content. Like it's just like all over the place. Yeah. So we're like, mind you, my hair was looking so cute that day too.
Yeah.
I was like, Kevin, are you sure you don't want to post it? I look cute.
You were like, we could just post it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that great. It's our first episode.
Yeah, I wanted to post it all because I looked so cute. I said, no, this video's not going to waste. But then when I had to come out, I was like, all right, this has no content. Like, it's like,
when it
so we had to postpone it.
Yeah.
But the thing is about postponing, I think I got sick, right?
Yeah.
I got sick, so then it could have been so easy to just forget about it. But then I think afterwards, we was like, no, like, I think we said January 1st. We need to drop our first episode. Whatever that Thursday is. January, whatever. Was that we have to do it. We have to do it. So we forced ourselves to do it.
Yeah.
And here we are.
20
weeks later.
20 weeks later. And that's so, well, I would say 21 because of the first episode that we never seen a lot of. Y'all never seen that video.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll post it one day for fun. But like she said, I literally forgot about that. But that's how you know, like, how important and serious we took this kind of content, because we knew, like, okay, like, we want our first episode to like be a message of what we're trying to do. And you know, it's not fun having to sit, record, and then edit, do all the good stuff, and then realize, damn, this is not it. Then I have to do it again. It's like, oh my gosh. But I think from the beginning, this already showed our work ethic towards this. Yeah, I think it really showed our work ethic.
But like, it just shows like 20 weeks, what a transformation it could do to your life.
Wow.
Imagine you say, like, if you wanted to lose weight, you take 20 weeks and you just dedicated 20 weeks to that. How much of a transformation that will be life changing.
Yeah.
Like that's a long time.
Yeah.
January, February, March, April, May. That's 5 months.
We've been doing this for 5 months. We've been doing this for 5 months. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
5 months. That's crazy.
And it's like now when like even like people that I talk to, like it's always poured out Thursday at the forefront.
I
like
know.
my life is literally poured out. Like my life is literally poured out.
And people
Thursday.
still call it Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah, people still call it Thirsty Thursday.
I was like, where you get Thirsty Thursday?
My sister was like, "Are you ready for Turn Up Thursday?" I'm like, now you're just coming up with shit.
Not
like turn up Thursday, girl. Be for real. Now you're really just coming up with stuff. You
My
know?
boyfriend still be like, thirsty Thursday. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yo.
just because we drink, don't mean we thirsty for the drink. Like, where you getting thirsty Thursday from?
Oh my gosh. But no, really to piggyback off of what you were saying, like to be doing this consecutively for 20 weeks. Again, we say it's no joke because it literally has been no joke. But we've poured ourselves into this. This is why this is an episode that we're just pouring it out so much because it's a reminder that like when you really put the work behind it, there is going to be results. There's going to be results. And I love this season that we're going through because although we haven't seen the results yet, we believe in it so much and the results do have to come. I can't wait to come back to this episode and see that the results have came.
It better.
You know, it better.
Has no choice.
It has no choice. It literally has no choice. Honestly, like, really shout out to the people that has really helped us with this process. Shout out to ATL. Like this man, he has been behind the scenes, like really been helping us out, like really been really helping us out. Shout out to his brother.
Oh, Richard.
Richard.
Yeah,
shout out to Rich for real for providing us. You know, the Mac that we needed to be able
MacBook in order to edit.
In order to edit. And when I tell you that MacBook has been such a help, y'all don't understand the stuff we've been going through. Before, I used to have to come.
Oh, yeah.
No! Oh, my God.
So let's get into it. Let's
really continue pouring this shit out.
What happened
Y'all do not know. Y'all do not know.
So, I have a MacBook, but mine is super old. That's from when I was in college. So, it's super old. But I have an iMac.
Yeah.
So we would have to film. Then throughout the week, every day, he would have to come back to my house and use the iMac to edit. But it started being like a lot because every day after work, he had to drive to my house, come edit, go home, still try to fit the gym in. The next day, come back, finish editing. So it was a lot going on. And then my MacBook, because it was so old, we couldn't use it because it couldn't download the newest versions because it's just like I had it since like 2014, so it's super old. So my iMac was the only newest one. So I was like, yo, I need a MacBook so that he could take home. Well, we need a MacBook so he could take home. So he could always have it in his possession. So whenever he has time, he could just edit instead of taking the time to drive away to my house. And we were like, what the fuck?
Yo, it was getting a lot.
It was getting a lot.
Like coming like 3-4 days out of the week.
And then still had to come back the 5th day
to actually record. Oh my gosh, yo. Oh my gosh.
So then my boyfriend's brother, he provided us with a newer MacBook Pro so that we could use.
And when I tell you that has been such a blessing, let me tell y'all, because now I'm able to edit in the comfort of like my home. Like, and it's not even the comfort of my home, it's just the fact that like if I'm laying in bed, I can just pull out the Mac and just edit for like an hour or two, and that does a huge difference. Where it's like I don't have to drive here.
And plus, I was tired of seeing him in my house.
No, bro.
It was every fucking day. I was
every day.
I love
like I grew up.
No, my boyfriend was like, I like Kevin, but he's like, I'm tired of seeing him.
No, for real. And it got to the point where I would try to come in the hours where like ATL wasn't here, you were sleeping. Like I would come here early until like 6 a.m. to try to edit for like an hour or two. I silently, y'all, it was getting a lot. It was getting a lot. It was literally getting a lot.
But you did that for like over a month.
Yes. And but that's, it was a lot.
It was a lot.
So shout out to them for being able to help us and streamline this process as much as possible, because y'all, it's not easy. If you take a look and a glimpse at episode 1 to now. If it's like these lights, these mics, these cameras, yo.
Let me tell you, them shit is expensive, and we didn't have the coins to do it.
Okay, we did. Okay. So thank you to your sponsor. Thanks, stop. But girl, you were saying something about season 2.
I can't wait for your season 2.
Season 2 is gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
I was like, no, I can't wait. No, what
wait.
we have planned for season 2, I think it's really going to show what we've been working hard for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're gonna see that we've been working hard. You're gonna see
Yeah.
that we take this serious.
Yes.
Even with our 20 viewers.
Yes, even with our 20 viewers,
We take this
we
serious.
appreciate y'all. We love
Yes.
every single one of y'all, for real.
And
yeah.
we're trying to make this content better.
Yeah, okay, we're trying to make this content.
Exactly.
We're gonna just keep on upping the quality, okay? As you can see, every episode the quality gets better.
Yeah.
Okay, it gets better, okay? Yeah.
But yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait for what's in store for season 2. We don't want to talk too much about season 2 because we'll talk about season 2. Season 2.
And I also want to say a special shout out to our cousins.
Yeah.
That's been like so consistent behind the scenes.
Oh my gosh, Jonathan. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to say Jonathan. No,
Yeah.
I've been telling you. I'm sorry.
Consistently watching.
Yeah, consistently watching.
Consistently watching and like you know how somebody could watch, but like when somebody's like when they say certain things, you know you watch.
You know you watch it. You know you watch
yeah,
it.
you will know watch it.
Oh
I know
my
you watch
gosh,
it
yeah.
Shout out to also my other best friend, Simon. He consistently watches
Oh,
it.
Simon.
Yeah, cause I know he watches it too because like
Yeah.
cause he'll come up and like bring conversations to me and then we have like
Yeah.
dialogues about it. Yeah, shout out to like our consistent
Yeah, our consistent.
that watches it literally like because literally
Yeah.
Thursday by 6 o'clock if it's not posted, they're calling me and be like wait,
why? Yeah.
is something wrong? Like it's 6 o'clock. What's going on? Why is this not? Then I gotta go into this about the technical
Oh,
difficulties.
yes.
we
Oh my
face.
gosh, that we went through almost
Lord
every
Jesus.
week, literally.
So yeah, shout out to our cousins, our
Mhm.
close friends that's been supporting.
Yeah.
We really greatly appreciate it
Yeah.
because what the fuck, like
No,
you don't
sissy.
have to. We're
Yeah,
not
but
paying
you-
you. We're
yeah.
not. You're not getting nothing from it. So
Yeah.
thank you.
No, yeah, huge shout out to our cousins for real.
Yeah.
Like that, no, for real. Because I'm not gonna lie, like through this process, I haven't had that many friends to like really support. Although I've had friends and I've had a lot of mutuals, which I appreciate them so much. But like our cousins have been there almost every week, giving us feedback, helping us out. If there's something that we said in a video, they're already trying to research it. You know, like. It's just so heartwarming. It's like when we meet up with our cousins and they're talking about our episode.
know.
You know, like it means so much where it's just like it's important to have a village.
Yeah.
It's so important to have like that authentic village that really cares and loves. So we appreciate our cousins for real. Because honestly, like anybody that knows me knows my life. Like if when I talk about friends, it'd be my cousins majority of the time. Like
child, no friends. My
yeah,
friends
no,
are
for
friends.
real. So when it really comes to like friendship, I've really learned that through my cousins.
Yeah.
Because I think all of us individually, we all have tons of cousins.
Yeah.
But like our group specifically, like we're not just family, but we're actually friends.
Yeah.
We actually have a friendship amongst each other. So really shout out to them for always supporting us and, you know, giving us any feedback that we need. You know what I'm saying?
No, I love it because my cousins are really my best friends.
No, for real. Like when I'm thinking about it, they
Thinking
really.
about when you could be around people and like you could be yourself and like not like, cause you know you ever be yourself and then the next day you start to cringe.
Yes.
Like thinking about like, what is this person gonna think?
Yeah.
But like when something cringe happens, I'm like, they be alright.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
I'm like,
They'll be fine.
They done seen
Yeah.
this already. This
No,
ain't nothing
seriously,
new.
yeah.
I'd be like, alright, what the fuck?
I really do appreciate how mature our group dynamic is. Although we get to petty arguments,
Oh,
of
yeah, we
course,
do get-
we get to petty arguments every time we meet up. But
Child, we always got something.
yeah, we always got something smart to say. Yo, why? Literally, why? But one thing I'll say about my cousins is, I really am blessed to be able to have a relationship with each and every single one of them that provides that space to just be comfortable, to really be yourself. Like I've never been in such more of a comfortable space with my cousins than anywhere else, where I can really be myself, other than my sister.
Yeah.
But like my cousins, I can really just be me. Like I can be the loud, extra goofy person that I am. You know what I'm saying? And like to be able to just express myself, like it's not, you don't get that.
Yo, that's the best feeling.
That's
in
the
world.
best feeling in the world. That's the best feeling in the world. And
To be authentic
yeah,
yourself.
to be authentically yourself and then to be supported by just simply doing that. Like Pour It Out Thursday has really been us just being ourselves,
Yeah.
you know, and them supporting us, tuning in every episode, watching
And
every
mind
episode.
you, Jonathan, before we started filming, he always told us we should
He was
film.
yes, and Jonathan was the one that was always asking like, "Yo, when are you gonna start?
Yeah.
Like, yo, when are you gonna start this podcast?"
Yeah.
Even when we released a clip of the first episode, he was like, "Finally!"
Yeah.
Like he was like, "Finally, y'all doing it."
Because we used to always
Shout out
post
to him.
pictures of our drinks.
Yes.
And they used to always like it.
Yeah, it got to the point where like I think our cousins saw how important it was to have poured out sessions because we had poured out sessions with them.
No,
Yeah.
I the last time we meet up,
Yeah.
I think Sharifa, she was like, let's have a pour out session.
Yeah.
How everybody been doing? What's everybody's been so I was like,
it really impacts.
I was like, I like that. I like that.
Shout out to Sharifa's mom.
Yeah.
Cause she tuned in and she tuned in on the episodes
My
too.
grandma.
Yeah, she really be tuning in. So shout out to her for real. But I think people really see the impact that we're really trying to push, you know, and the impact that we're really trying to push is just to really help people like better themselves, better relationship within themselves and with others that they have in their life. So the fact that we can see it with people that we're close to, it's amazing. So so we do appreciate every single person that supported us.
Yes.
I appreciate like my family, well, my cousins. I'll keep it real, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I really do appreciate my cousins. I appreciate my sister. My sister, I be tuning in with her fiance. I appreciate my friends. I appreciate my mutuals. Let me tell you one thing about mutuals. I will say, it be the mutuals that be ready to support you, watch every single episode. Like people that you haven't even met in real life yet. Shout out to y'all for real. I really do appreciate y'all. I really do appreciate y'all.
Crazy.
Like it's no seriously. I've had people that have reached out to me about episodes and we've never even met a day in our lives. So I really do appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate my friends. I appreciate my cousins and everybody that's supporting us that we don't even know.
We don't even know.
Yo, we appreciate y'all. Thank you. Seriously, because
like. Mind you, we're not getting nothing out of this. So
we're literally getting nothing. Yes, so
we're solely doing this.
No, seriously, there's no prerogative behind it. There's no agenda behind it. Like, we're getting nothing out of it, but just seeing what has helped us, wanting to help others. That's really been our whole. That's really been our whole message. So to be able to have the support that we've had, we just can't wait to continue receiving that support. And I'm happy to be in a space to receive. Because I feel like us individually, we've always been those people to give. So it feels great to have a cup to be poured into.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of
Pour It Out Thursday.
This is our season 1, episode 20 finale.
Yes.
You will see us. The next time you see us, we'll be on season
2,
episode 1. And I cannot wait to see where this takes us. I can't wait to grow with you guys. Even though ain't nothing in our cup, because
seriously.
Down it
off
from talking all this time.
Mm-hmm.
But cheers.
Cheers.